everyone in today's class. So in the last class or in the last lecture, we have seen what object-oriented programming is, what is object, what is a class, how do we write a class, how do we create objects from classes, and so on. In today's class, we will actually take that idea further and see how do we design a problem in object-oriented paradigm. So before we begin, let's look at an example of loan class. So in the loan class, this is the UML diagram of a loan class. In the loan class, we have four data fields that are private. So the four data fields are the annual interest rate in double, number of years, loan amount, and a loan date, which is a date type object. For the constructors, we have a no argument constructor. We have a constructor that takes three inputs, which is annual interest rate, number of years, and loan amount. And then we have getter methods, the get annual interest rate, get number of years, get loan amount, and get loan date. So we can see that there are getter methods for all these four private data fields. Similarly, there is the set annual interest rate, set number of years, and set loan amount. There are three setter methods for these first three data fields. So there is no setter method for the loan date. So the loan date, this will be initialized from the system date. And then we have this method get monthly payment and get monthly payment means when we have created the loan with a certain year and interest rate and for certain amount, this get monthly payment will calculate for us the monthly installment amount we need to pay to the loan giving institution. Then the final method get total payment. This method actually gives us how many in total we should get back for the loan. For example, with interest for a 1 lakh taka loan, we may need to give back 1.5 lakhs taka. So this get total payment will give us the total amount of the repayment we need to do. So how these methods are implemented, that's not known to us. We are just given this UML. So with this UML diagram, we can actually now write our own program. It's called test loan. And in the test loan, in our main method, we can first take the annual interest rate from the user, the number of years from the user, and loan amount, how much money he or she wants to take as a loan from the user, and then create the loan object using these three input values. Once the object is created, finally we are actually outputting the monthly payment by using this get monthly payment method and the total payment using this get total payment method. What is more important here is when we call this method get monthly payment, as a user of this loan class or loan object, we don't need to know how the get monthly payment method is implemented. So we can simply, what we can do is in our program, when we say okay loan and then we put a dot in our IDE, we will see a suggestion list where all the methods, all the public methods are given. So from this we can actually get this get monthly payment. We can select this and this will simply give us the output. And for using this method, we don't need to know how this method is created. From this idea, we can see there are two types of a class user. One is called a class user, another one is called a class developer. So the class user, so when I am using the loan class here in my test loan class, I am a user of this loan class, and for using the loan class I don't need to know how the loan class is implemented or how the individual methods are implemented inside the loan class. But someone actually needed to write the loan class itself. So here I have the loan class written, and here the get total payment, get monthly payment, this is actually implemented. So the programmer who wrote this loan class, he will be identified as the class developer. So a programmer has two roles. When the programmer writes his or her own class, he or she is known as a class developer, and when he or she uses someone else's written class, he or she is in his own program, he or she is simply a class user. So the important concept here is called class abstraction and encapsulation. So class abstraction is the separation of class implementation from the use of a class. So here the implementation of the loan class is actually hidden from the test loan class. This is called class abstraction, and that's why classes are sometimes called abstract data type or ADT. So the details of implementation which are encapsulated or hidden from the user, this hiding of code is known as class encapsulation. So what we say is by by doing class encapsulation, we actually achieve class abstraction.